Okay, folks, and a little bit of tech news. It appears that the Department of Justice in the United States is starting a antitrust tech movement against all the big tech companies. Now, while it's see, this is the problem why a lot of people didn't want government to get involved, and you see, you guys missed a little bit of news there that I just wasn't feeling like I felt like I wanted to report at the time. And that was number one, the FBI director came out and said he wanted to backdoor all encryption. And then a couple days later, Trump even said the same thing. Now, you think about this and think long and hard. Once they have the ability to remove their liability, okay, for whatever, okay, then they're going to say, okay, you will do this or we'll do that. And we'll put you with a third party that will always agree with us. See, this is where, show me where there's a third party auditor that isn't biased. Okay? Every single one of these companies has some kind of bias. So whatever political party is in charge is going to be constantly threatening these people, and it's going to eventually, what I believe, it will the rules and restrictions on what can be done will be so tight, so hard, that none of us will exist anymore. It'll just, what'll happen is everybody will go, screw this, I'm out of here. Now, if they use it to as clout over them to get the backdoor on encryption, okay, I will not be using Microsoft Windows, okay, I will go get the source code. See, IBM, being an American company, now could backdoor Linux too, in a messed way. So, what are we going to all do then, right? You see what they're doing? They're trying to cover all the bases so that they can close the doors, okay? So that nobody can do anything without their permission, okay? And control, right? This isn't about, you know, I got something to hide or you got something to hide or whatever. No, it's about some pervert freak looking in my window while I'm laying in bed. That kind of feeling. That's what it feels like. All this spying and all the weirdo stuff. Now, that's not the see. And here's the thing. I respect Ted Cruz and how he's going about the talking. This other guy that suddenly pops up and starts talking to the FBI director. In the past, he's been the guy that would come out and say violent video games are bad and evil and all this other stuff. And he's anti-tech, no matter what you say. So if you're using technology, he wants you to stop. Okay? He doesn't like it. Okay? That's why him and the FBI director get along so great. They're buddies. Okay? Now, I don't know. It just means more and more nails in the coffin, right? This is why, okay, while I have all kinds of ability to do some fancy stuff here on YouTube, I'm not really putting the massive effort in, okay? Like, I don't mean to be defeatist or saying I give up or whatever, because I'm still here. I got to see how this plays out, and this could be a long time before it plays out properly. Okay? First of all, 25 trillion in US debt. I mean, you get people that say they're smart. Bill Whittle, okay? This is a message to you. You think you're smart, and then you have the comment to say, "Well, I don't know what things look like when if we ever default on all this money and debt we owe." What? Plenty of examples of countries going broke. Go have a look and see what happens to those nations. Okay? It depends on how you handle it, first of all. And you can't have 300 extra billion dollars for military stuff all the time. Okay? This is where I can this is how you frame how Trump could have framed getting NATO to pay more. Listen, We have $20 trillion in debt. We can't afford to keep doing things. If you want safe and secure nations, you're going to have to step up a little bit here. We're not asking for much. We're saying this. You see, Trump's too blunt. That's his gift and his flaw. Okay? I get a little passionate, okay? I get a little right about things sometimes. That's a good thing at times, and it's a bad thing at times, right? Everybody has their little flaws. But this, I get extremely nervous, okay? Especially when I see that FBI director. And to give you a little heads up on this FBI director, these FBI types, they don't give a crap about you. They like to just, like, ask yourselves, why does the FBI, a domestic police force, have over 120 million honeypot servers for the rest of the world for them to spy on? Why? What kind of waste of money is that? What are they doing? And it's not like we all don't know what they are. So who is going to those that they would want to see what they're doing? Because obviously, okay, like, to just as I'll say, the stuff like that gets leaked out to people, and then we just keep it quiet, and eventually they figure it out that no one's going there, right? So they add more, and then we figure it out again, and so on and so forth. You see, this is where I kind of go, well, this, yeah. That's why I just do my gaming, and I do a little bit of the Unreal Engine stuff, and I stick to it. But sometimes everyone's gotta step up here a little bit and say, listen, we're all for free speech, okay? But I don't want some third party that I don't have a say in, okay, auditing Google, that's only appointed by whatever government's in power. What happens if the next Republican gets in and decides he's against free speech, right? Then he threatens Google to put him over to this auditor that will give him bad marks, and unless you do this, this, and this, and they'll have no choice. You see, this is where there's got to be some checks. This is why it's complicated to do this, and why maybe other people didn't really want to mess with it. There has to be an agreement of who those third parties should be, okay? And I think those of us that use these platforms, okay, should have a say in it. And I don't know about the rest of you. I think it would be great if one of the YouTube creators, we vote on it like a democracy, okay, and send the guy to the table, okay. Like that would be pretty cool. It would work. It would get good press for the political party bringing in the law, etc. Okay, that's why I think this is flawed. They're not saying who the third party is. They're not saying, if there's any bias on that third party by the government in power that's telling you what the third party would be. How do you tell me something's unbiased? Okay, we're all biased in some way or another. So anyway, I'll put the link in the description here. I had to jump around a bit because there's a lot of paywalls, and I'm not paying to know this kind of stuff. And I've seen, all they're doing is, right now YouTube is throwing all these Hanley or Hannity videos at me about him talking to the FBI guy and Ted Cruz and all these other, and they're trying to frame it like, Google bad, okay? I get it, right? They've got some people in their company that are bad, okay? Bringing this to the forefront should be enough to say, listen, if you want us to bring forth this type of law, we'll do it, okay? The problem is Congress won't help you with it. No way. But here's where they will. Their Hollywood friends, they want control of Google, because then They can slap really heavy duty copyright crap onto all these. That would just destroy the creators. Okay, and then you would just have Hollywood people all over the place, and all it would do is shut YouTube down. Effectively, they wouldn't even care if YouTube shut down. Honestly, they would like it, because then it puts the rest of us to go somewhere else, or to one of these stupid streaming companies that overcharge and give us all kinds of garbage that we don't want to watch. And I've seen some other things where there's people talking about some idiot at Twitch who abused a puppy. Well, I'm sorry if you it's pick your dog up and throw it over your shoulder, you should be kicked off Twitch. End of story. That's it. And there's no excuse for that. And how is this person not banned? She's got a set of tatas. That's it. So, going to Twitch? Nope. D Live? And I'll say this, it's the opposite of Google, where I'm doing videos and I can put a video up and then get traffic to it and build like a library for people to enjoy, and build up my minutes to get myself monetized, let's say. D Live is the opposite. I have to go live and bring people in on live chats. It's a lot more work to do live stuff. Okay, in that sense, it's you can't break up time. I can't just upload when I want. I have to, you're doing it from that time to that time. It sets restrictions on you, and I don't know how they're the way they monetize you there is people give you bits and different things, and I don't know. That's and BitChute, I don't know. I uploaded something once there, and I don't know how that works really. And like myself, I just even if there was no YouTube or anything, I'd still be playing these games and doing this stuff, right? So the only difference is I wouldn't be sharing the neat things I'm learning along the way. Like if you look at some of the 3D stuff and the evolution of where I've been going with things, you can get a little tidbit of how things are. And like I like to share, some stuff like that too. But I don't know. If I swear, and I get the really, really bad feeling. And remember, these are government people. These people, no matter what you think of either political party, they're not the best human beings when it comes to telling you the truth. Okay? I can give you plenty of examples of both sides lying to us every day of the week. Okay? And they use big lawyery words to try and pass it off on your brain cells. They brainwash you. Both sides, all sides. Okay. Now, what's the worst part is that when you had 8 years of Hollywood in control, they just ran rampant and setting their people up all over the place. And you're going to get 8 years of Trump, and it'll be reversed for a little bit, and then it just goes back and forth. That's not so bad. But when they start getting at these laws, you watch. Hollywood will go for it, because they wouldn't mind. Imagine if they had a guy in office for 8 years, and there are people on. What will happen to the people on YouTube then? Right? You'll have the government behind you, and them. And if you try to be fair to the other side, you get the government threatened to throw you into an audit. Yeah, I see where that works. Anyway, I just thought I'd throw this out there because it needs to get said, because I've seen a few other people wake up to this kind of fact that it's probably a backdoor on encryption that they're really trying to force at them, and they're using the rest of you and your emotions rather than your logic to deal with it. Okay? And I don't know. I don't know where this goes. I mean, they what's next? Are they going to try and do things like this with game companies too? Are they going to take control like that too? I mean, EA is already SJW as it can be. So, you know, are they going to start telling EA what to do? I don't know. Anyway, have a good one, everyone.